Grant Edwards is the GM of PGG Wrightson Wool. Here's a good story that came out yesterday. Sheep wool offers a source of healthier diets for our pets. Yes, they've decided that wool, quite rightly, is a source of protein. You can break it down and feed it to your animals. Who knows, maybe the next step is to feed it to humans. Grant Edwards, what do you make of this revelation yesterday from Ag Research? Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jamie, and to all your listeners. Yes, for a while there's been a lot of research going in to break wool down into a powder. It is made of proteins. It's keratin and made of proteins. So eventually, I guess, there's the potential there to be a food source. And how that plays out, we'll just have to wait and see. But there's certainly a lot of work within that sort of thing. Certainly filters. Wool's being used in filters a lot more these days. So there are new products out there, Jamie, and it's key to the long-term sustainability of certainly in our crossbred wool market.
Yeah, we desperately need new uses for strong crossbred wool. Not so much the case for the fine stuff, and I'll come back to the merino wool. It's going through the roof at the moment. But we spoke on July the 20th, right? So that's, 4 weeks ago. And the wool season, the new wool selling season, had got off to a really disappointing start. Give me some good news, Grant.
We had a stronger market yesterday, Jamie, and over that month, we've seen a lift in those crossbreds of 10 to 15 cents a kilo, round about 5%. Of course, we'd like to see that stronger again. I don't think, in the near future we're going to see significant, huge lifts. But in the same token, there's a positive trending out there, and long may it continue, and let's hope for stronger rises than what we've currently seen.
The merino prices in Australia took a huge leap midweek. How much of that is due to the drought?
A considerable amount, Jamie. Certainly with the terrible drought that we've seen, or that Australia's experienced, it's really affecting their production, and it's also affecting the quality of wool that's coming for market in Australia. So buyers and exporters and overseas manufacturers are lining up, if you like, to secure enough quantity for their ongoing requirements. So there's a lot associated with that, and then on the back of that, of course, is the active sportswear, the increase in demand in active sportswear, and still strongly underpinned by that suiting market out of Italy, etc.
So it must be happy days for some of those merino farmers in the high country in Canterbury and central Otago there. They'll be laughing all the way to the bank.
Definitely, Jamie. These prices are unprecedented in recent times. As you rightly said, on Wednesday in Australia, the market lifted around $1 clean, which is the biggest increase they've seen since 2002. It lifted again yesterday. So largely in the last 2 days in Australia, we've seen lifts of around $1.60 greasy, and that's being reflected in the New Zealand market. We're only just really kicking into our merino market, our merino selling season. The merino wool's coming off now, and there's a lot of shearing taking place as we speak, and it's starting to filter through the system, but certainly very positive signs. And that filters certainly into the finer end of the half-breeds as well. Stronger end of the half-breeds are right at the strong end of it. Those corridal types are a wee bit different. They're different end uses, but certainly in that fine edge, unprecedented prices, Jamie.
Maybe we just need to breed some Romneys and Coopworths and some of these strong wool sheep with a bit of a finer edge to it. Anyhow, that's another problem for another day. Talking about things in Australia, of course, the rugby's on there tomorrow night. Back in the 80s, this is how old we are, Grant. You played on the wing, I think, for South Otago, and I played at fullback for Northern Southland. We never used to be able to beat you guys in Balclutha because you had half the Otago forward pack. We won't reminisce on what happened 30 years ago. What's going to happen tomorrow night?
I'd certainly like to go back to those days, the odd time, Jamie, and it's always good to reminisce
don't.
a bit. But we certainly did have a great team, and it went really well. I think tomorrow night, I think the All Blacks will be too strong. They're fired up for this game. They'll come out firing, and I'd predict 20 points in it.
Yeah, I reckon they'll wear him down. That Aussie tight five won't be able to handle ours. All right, Grant Edwards, GM of PGG Wrightson Wool. Get it right. We'll catch you for our wool report again next month.
Thanks, Jamie, and thanks to all your listeners.